Hey guys, so we're going to be doing a fun giveaway for all our listeners, so get really excited. This is for a nice Halloween treat, so happy Halloween.
Or for Nicole's birthday.
Or for my birthday. Fun fact, I was born on Halloween. So what are we going to be giving away?
What are we giving away? Oh, great question, Nicole. That's what we're giving away. Of course, we got to be giving away our brand new mug, which is in collaboration with the Council Collection.
Yes.
On top of that, we're going to be giving away the book that we talk about in next week's episode, How to Be Sort of Happy in Law School. And courtesy of Mark Anthony, we are giving away a free blowout and a free haircut. So all the instructions on how to apply are going to be down below, but we're looking forward to getting a winner.
Please be advised that we are speaking in our own individual capacities and not representing any companies we may work for. We are not your lawyers, and any information given during this podcast does not constitute as legal advice and is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Enjoy the episode.
Hi guys, I'm Katie.
And I'm Nicole.
And welcome back to Girls Gone Legal. Hi guys, welcome back. We're so excited to have you again. Thank you for tuning in. How you doing today, Nicole?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's
I'm
one of those
exhausted.
days. It's one of those days. How's work been?
It's been good.
Busy?
Been
How
grinding.
does it feel being a working girl?
Oh wait, I'm so far away. Can you hear me?
How does it feel being a working girl?
It is exhausting.
Yeah.
Exhausting. However, I do love it. I've always been saying, and a lot of people say this to me, I'm like, I can't wait to start working. I want to get out of school. I'm 25 years old. I've been in school my whole life, and everyone's like, enjoy school because you're going to want to go back to school after you start working.
Yeah. Did you take a break before law school, or did you go right
No,
in?
I went straight from college to law school.
Right.
So I just wanted to start working. Yeah. And, I do miss the aspects of school, but working is working. You got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not dealing with any school stress, so. And honestly, it's weird because once you finish 1L, you're basically, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are working simultaneously when they're in school anyway. Yeah. So now you just you get to drop the school part and just get to the work part. So that's fun.
I've also had a lot of unpaid internships, so to be working
and getting paid,
I'm like, whoa.
That's nice.
This is nice.
That's nice. That's actually going to be a good little Easter egg onto another episode about internships. But anyways, moving on. Today's episode is the ultimate law school would you rather / things we wish we knew coming into law school.
And there is a lot that I wish I knew.
There's so much. No, there's a lot. So we'll give you guys a bit of a background on our experience getting into law school.
So
just like a quick little. Yeah, scoot your butt in here.
I'm trying to get. Okay, I'm good.
We'll give you a little background on kind of our past, our undergrad degrees, our LSAT, why we picked on our law school, and why you might want to pick yours if you're in the deciding process. But that's out of it. And then we'll move on to things we wish you knew, do a quick little power list, and then a fun little game to finish us off today, because this is a fun episode, especially for people who aren't yet in law school and are wanting to go to law school. Here's things you should know. So
yeah,
let's go right into it. So Nicole, do you want to start us Do you want to start us on your background for law school and your past, kind of how you got to where you were in law school?
So everyone asks me, why did you want to become a lawyer? And I have that typical answer of, I've just always wanted to be a lawyer since I was little. I've always dreamed of it. Yeah.
Really?
I have that typical standard answer.
That's going to be nice because we're different then. Yeah. Because I didn't at all.
Okay, all right, that's good.
When you were little, when you wrote down, what do you want to be when you grow up, did you always put a lawyer?
No.
What did you put?
I wanted to work with dolphins. I love dolphins. I think they're so cute. And I wanted to be not a marine biologist, but I don't know, I wanted to work with dolphins. So whatever role that gave me.
Once you realized I don't want to work with dolphins, you shifted into I want to be a lawyer.
Yes.
So around the age of, would you say? Before high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before high school.
Age.
I was
middle school, Nicole knew she wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love to argue, and this is going to be a whole nother episode of, the stereotypical, stereotypes of being a lawyer. But I love to argue, and everyone's like, you should be an attorney. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. So anyway, I went through, Katie, you were a dancer growing up. Mm-hmm. You're an actor. I was a soccer player growing up. I was an athlete. That was my identity. And it came to a point where I got to college and I wanted to go play soccer in college. And I got there, I started playing preseason. I hurt my knee. and I was just struggling. I wasn't having a good time. And I had to start making some decisions for myself. And one of them being was I knew I wanted to go to law school at the end of these 4 years. How am I going to get there? And I knew I didn't want to distract myself.
What was your degree in for undergrad?
Political science. And I minored in public relations.
Which is actually pretty common pre-law.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people in law school did poli-sci, I find.
But you can really go into law school with any major.
Anything. That's what I was going to say. I'll get into that, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I knew I wanted to go to law school. So I made some decisions for myself, which were really scary. It was my whole life. I stopped playing soccer. I said, I'm going to focus on school. I ended up transferring colleges to put myself in just a good situation where I was happy. And yeah, I did really good like throughout college and got me right to law school and it set me up.
How many times did you take the LSAT?
So I took the LSAT, I think 3 times.
Okay. Within the same year, or did you take
within the same year?
But Nicole also, to be fair, had like she was COVID LSAT, so like
yes,
that's not fun.
So I was supposed to take the LSAT March 2020.
Okay.
In person. COVID hits, not taking the LSAT. We're locked down. Then I'm like, what am I going to do?
Like, were you ready?
I was ready. I was prepared, and then they shut it down last minute because of COVID and. They opened up the LSAT, I think it was called the LSAT Flex.
Yeah.
And it started in May 2020. And that's when I took it. I think I was like one of the first, groups of people to take it in May. And I just didn't like my scores. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take it again. I took it at the end of the summer. My computer crashed in the middle of my exam. And
Brutal.
by the time the proctor got me back up, the time was gone. The time kept running. So I canceled my score. I said, I'm not counting this. This does not reflect my abilities of what I can do.
Yeah.
So I took it one more time. And that's why I took it 3 times. So I had my scores. And each time.
So technically you took it twice. Like, if you don't count the computer crash.
Yeah. And if you don't like your first score, take it again.
Take it as many times you want.
You never know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then why did you pick the law school you did?
So I picked New York Law School because I love the location. I am very social, outgoing.
What were when you were picking your law schools?
Yes.
What criteria were you looking at?
So I'm from Jersey, and I was looking at law schools in that. I don't want to say vicinity. There's only 2 law schools in Jersey.
Right.
However, I was looking at Delaware, New York, Pennsylvania, even New England. Yes, East Coast. I was looking at the East Coast, and I said to myself, I tried to go to college in Pennsylvania. Wasn't working out there. I said, I need a city. I need a lot. I need busy. I need a lot going on. And I said, New York would be the perfect spot. So yeah.
Did you apply for a couple different schools in New York or just NYLS?
I did. NYLS was the main one in Manhattan. I applied to some upstate and in Long Island. But again, I said I want the busy feel of a city.
Yeah.
There was a lot around the school. And I just thought it would be a good situation for me. And everyone's like, you're crazy. You're going to live in the city. Yeah. And I was like, yes, like this is what I want to do. This is fun because, you're studying 24/7 now. When you get a break, you're in New York City. You have so much around you.
Yeah.
So.
100%.
Yeah, so that's why I picked New York Law School. But give me your background, your past.
My background, my past? Okay. I feel like I've said it a million times in this podcast, so I'll give you guys the Cliff Notes version. But grew up as a dancer, transitioned to acting, did that while I was in high school. And then when I went into university, I took business with a minor in economics, specialization in strategic management. Wow. So thought I was going to go, at first I thought I was going to go the finance route because my dad is a financial advisor. So I was like, maybe I'll do wealth management. Took a couple classes in it. Was not for me. So I shifted, realized I really liked consulting, saw that side of it, but I still felt like this weird, like something was missing. And I think it was because I still did have that huge passion for acting and for the entertainment industry. But then with COVID hitting and then that actor strike, like there was just so much happening at once that I realized I need something stable, but still have that passion for entertainment involved in it. And that's when I was actually talking to an entertainment immigration lawyer who said, law school would be great for you. And it sparked a thought in my head. And from there was history. I decided literally it was August. I decided, okay, you know what? I want to go to law school now. This is August before I graduate. August before my final year of university. So going to my 4th year. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to law school. What do I need to know? And then I personally wanted to get away from Toronto just because I'd been there my whole life and I wanted to change. So I was thinking, okay, either I'm going to go to England or I'm going to go to the States.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll go to one of the two. I don't know where. I don't know what I want to do. After a little bit of research, I realized if I want to go into entertainment law, the States is the place to go. And if I want to do it, I'm going to LA or I'm going New York.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, there are my options. Let's see what happens. I wrote my LSAT. I was supposed to write it in November, ended up pushing it to February because I didn't feel ready. Wrote it in February, wrote it once. That was my score. I wasn't like, I was happy with it. I could have probably done better, but like, I wasn't mad at my score. Submitted with it, said whatever happens, happens. And then, so I wrote the February LSAT. Applications were due in May. Submitted my applications in May and like, crossed my fingers. And then I started hearing back, obviously, within the month. And it was so fast because then heard back from NYLS at beginning of June. Flew out here and found an apartment. Like, it was so fast paced. So for me, I picked my school based on I wanted to do entertainment law, so I wanted to stay close to those entertainment hubs. I knew I wanted to stay East Coast if possible because I wanted to be able to get home back to Toronto as quick as possible if I ever needed to go home. And then I also, what a big factor for me was scholarship. So I was lucky enough to get a scholarship from New York Law School. So I weighed out all my options from the schools in New York, and I picked the school with the biggest scholarship because for me, I didn't really care about the ranking. Some people do, and if you do want to go into big law, that is something to take into a consideration, is the ranking sometimes is more important. But for me, I didn't really care. I didn't really ever think about big law, so I went in going, okay, I'm going to go where whoever's going to give me the most money. So New York Law School is where it's at, and I think I made the right choice.
Yeah, I didn't really care about ranking either.
Yeah,
like,
some people do, and that's like totally
that's okay.
fair, but yeah, I didn't. So, but yeah, that's basically it. So that's both of our experience of how we got to where we were. So obviously very different. I guess I didn't mention this, but a bit different than Nicole. I never thought I wanted to go to law school. It was, like I said, from my first day of class to when I knew I wanted to go to law school was less than a year apart. So it was like crazy. Yeah. It was just, it happened really fast. That's kind of the nature of my life. It's very like, I make decisions and shift and pivot all the time. But the funny thing is I do look back and question, like, what would have changed if I maybe wanted to go to law school sooner? Would I have taken a different undergrad? Would I have taken a pre-law? Would I have taken maybe something that's slightly easier or like inclined to give you better grades rather than like a harder business course where like my business course was very like, we had a lot of calculus classes and finance classes, and it was harder, and maybe I didn't get great marks. So something that I wish I knew going into it is, one, that I wanted to do law so that I could have maybe taken something a bit easier, you know what I mean? Like, so that I could have got maybe more money, or not that I care, but like maybe if you want to get into a better rank school, like take something easier in your undergrad so you have a better chance of getting a high GPA. But
yeah, definitely. Get good references.
Oh my gosh.
That's important.
Yeah. References was like a scramble because like I didn't think, again, I didn't know.
You weren't
like,
planning on it.
I was like asking had to try so hard in my last year because I'm like, all these professors need to be my references now. So
yeah.
That's
have good
important.
Relationships with your professors so they write you references. Yeah, definitely. That's important because that goes on your application, and law schools see that.
Extracurriculars or volunteer. Did you have any like volunteer? I guess you had sports. Like that was your big thing. Being an athlete is like a huge like accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, I had a lot of volunteer experiences through my sports.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, or through soccer, which helped a lot.
Two birds, one stone. So that's
nice.
Nice.
And then in college, I was director of community service for my sorority.
Nice.
Which was really cool and really nice. So I was able to do stuff like that because that just shows like you're really involved within the community.
And schools love that. Like, they want something that's like different and like something that makes you stand out.
Yeah, it's definitely something that makes you stand out. So if you have two applications in front of you, it's like, all right, like which one stands out more?
Yeah,
you know?
100%. But
so
nice. Well, is there anything that you like? What's the number one thing, Nicole, you think that you wish you knew before going into law school?
I wish I knew that everything will work out in the end.
Yeah.
You know, graduating this year, many breakdowns later, I saw this meme. It was like, you know, after the 500th time of telling my mom that I'm gonna like drop out of law school after like having all these breakdowns, and then you like walking across the stage at graduation. I felt that in May.
Yeah.
And I just wish I knew everything works out. Like just push yourself, get through it, but
have faith in yourself. Look how many people graduate law school in a year. Like you've made it this far. Like you could do it.
Yeah, there was times I was like, I don't know. Am I going to make it? I don't know. This is, you know, there's a lot on you. There's a lot of pressure. And just like the pressure of saying you're in law school, people are like, oh my gosh, like that's so amazing. And it is. It is an amazing thing. But don't put any pressure on yourself. You're there for a reason. Yeah. So I think that's important to remember.
For sure. I think one thing that I wish I even knew was the curve. I didn't even know what the curve was.
I didn't know what the curve was 1L either.
I'm like,
And
how did
everybody
no one
was like,
tell me?
what?
And some people did know. And like, oh, how do you not know the curve? Ooh, spooky, the curve. This is what the curve is.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to say this, I don't want to spread misinformation. So I don't know if this is the set thing for every law school, but I do know this is how a lot of law schools run. You're not graded how you were in college. So it's not, oh, you got 9 out of 10 questions. Thus, you get a 90%. Thus, you get an A. That logically sounds like how you should be graded.
Yeah.
In law school, it's a little bit different. So in law school, you're curved, which basically means your grade is going to be based off of how you did in comparison to the rest of your class. So statistics majors, it's all about where you fall in like correlation with everybody else.
So if everyone's doing really bad and you're doing bad or you think you're doing bad, you actually might be doing really good and you got no idea.
So, okay, so what this means though is like depending on the class and depending on the school, there might be a class where they say, I don't know if you had a professor like this, like, hey guys, like our class, I only give out 3 A's. So that means you might have a class with 30 people and Nicole might have got an 89 and I got an 88, which is only 1 mark difference. So you'd think our marks have to be close. But if Nicole is in the top 3 grades of the whole entire class, Nicole's getting an A and I'm getting a B. So even though we were only 1% away from each other, that's how the curve works. It's not your percentage out of 100 or whatever, how many questions you got right out of how many questions there were. It's where do you fall on the spectrum of everyone in your class? So if they put everyone out as points, where are you falling in that? And that's what you get. Do you get an A or do you get a C? Which means you could be getting 70% of the questions right, but if so did everyone else and more, you're getting a C in the class.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but it's just something I didn't know going into.
Yeah. You just have to, unfortunately, do better than the person next to you.
Yeah.
Which is sad because, you know, you make friends in law school and you want everyone to, well, at least for me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say this. You want everyone.
Not everyone does.
It's very competitive.
Yeah.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
However, I'm that nature where I just want to see everybody succeed.
Yeah.
You know, including myself, obviously, but you have to, it's competition. So
it
you
is
gotta
competition.
do better than the person
But at the
next to
same
you in a
time,
way.
like, you can't really control what they do. So
Yes.
all you can do is control it yourself. So I only say that I wish I knew about the curve just to have been aware about it going into it. So I kind of knew what to expect because I did feel a little blindsided being like, wait, why didn't I get an A? I did just as good as this person. I only got 1 different. And then I realized after, like, the curve was a whole other thing for you to understand. But the actual, like law school culture, which is like another point I had of like understanding the competitive environments, like realistically, you can't change what they're gonna do. And like, even if you know going into this exam, like someone from the future comes and tells you this person is gonna get a 99, okay, that's not gonna affect how I do the exam. Like, okay, though, yes, that might skew the curve and some people are so obsessive with like the numbers and figuring out the curve. Like, at the end of the day, that's not gonna change how I execute this exam. So realistically, focus on yourself.
I'm gonna be honest, I never thought about the curve too much going through law school because I would freak myself out and like start driving myself crazy. So I just studied and I was like, I'm doing the best I could do, what you were just saying.
Yeah.
You know, do the best you can do and that's it.
Yeah.
And the grade is going to be the grade.
Yeah.
But it did always feel like at the end of every semester, like
you didn't know what you were going to get.
People would ask me like, oh, how are you doing? And I'm like, honestly, I have no idea.
No, it's so
I was
true.
like, it's a surprise at the end. Like, it's
it's funny when like your parents or your family will ask you, like, well, how are you doing in class? And it's like, I literally don't know. Like, I have and you also don't know until rank comes out because like that's the whole other thing. That's like, I actually don't know how I am doing. I don't know like how I'm doing compared to everyone else because just because I feel good, does everyone else feel great? So yeah, that's why I just say the curve because it's something to be aware of. So don't be shocked if all of a sudden you get your grades back and you're like, why am I all C's? I thought I was getting 70s. 70s are usually B's. That's not how it works in law school. So just like know that going into it. And obviously grain of salt. Maybe it's different at your law school. Maybe it's different in your classes. But that's like the general understanding of it.
We can go into networking and connections. This is something
we've talked about this in a couple episodes.
We have. And I don't want to say I wish I knew this before law school because I feel that I was already starting my networking.
Right.
However, it was when I got into law school, I saw how important it was.
100%.
Because I loved networking and I was doing it throughout college.
But I think that like not a lot of people were. Like I think like you were proactive at it where like I've talked to 1Ls like recently who are like, how do I use LinkedIn? Like that is a skill in itself.
Yeah, definitely. And we've talked about this, but you should go on LinkedIn. 100%. For this career, go on LinkedIn. But yeah, I wish I knew
It's the importance of it.
the importance of it.
Yeah.
And
Like it's just as valuable as grades.
And you should start early. Start early, start networking and making connections as early as possible. I mean, I was telling Katie the other day how I got an internship, which Katie is now at right now at an entertainment firm. And I got it through connecting with one person who connected me to another person who connected me to the person who then emailed me one day. I got a random email and I was like, whoa, this is cool.
You
Someone's
never know.
asking me if I want to like come in for an interview.
Yeah.
And I didn't even apply.
Yeah.
But it's just from connections that helped me there. So that showed me the importance of it big time.
The importance of networking is just crazy. And I'm grateful that I have a business background, so I was taught that in school. You were lucky enough that I feel like you just had like that nature to be able to network for yourself. But a lot of people don't have that ability, or don't have that ability, didn't have that prior understanding of what networking is and like what the importance of it is. So just like know that it is important. And like I've mentioned it a million times, but I always think there's 3 buckets. You're either going to get a job through networking, you're going to get a job because you got crazy good grades, or you're going to get a job because everything worked like you got lucky. And you're one of the 3. So the only one that you can really set for yourself is networking. The other 2, you either work hard and get good grades or things work out. So definitely focus on it.
Even if you're shy and you're scared to network or try and make connections, just really try to put yourself out there. I think it's so important to just get out of your comfort zone. And you can start it with just raising your hand in class. Like that will, you know, be a first step of getting yourself out of your comfort zone. So then you can feel comfortable to network and make those connections as you're going through law school.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, I think one more thing that I wish I knew. This is our last one. And it's not even what I wish I knew in law school, because this is something that I didn't discover until I started working. And that's practical skills versus theory. And I think that's because like you get it at law school, and maybe this is just me, but like, did you ever like after 1L, even like first semester, you like went back home and you're like, someone asked me about contract formation. Like, I know. And you just feel like you like know all this stuff. But then you get into the real world and it's like, no one cares. Like, that doesn't matter. Whatever. You learn such like basic things in law school that are great because you need to know it for the bar and like they are the foundations. But then the actual practical skills, like you're learning on the job. And like, I mean, like, I don't know how you felt with like the job we were both at, but like you learn so much more actually working than you did. Like in my job, I do a lot of contracts. So I deal with a lot of contracts by the handful. I went and being like, I know how to do this. I had a contracts class. And then I remember going in and another intern, now attorney there, was talking to me and he's like, yeah, but what did you learn in contracts class? Because I'll tell you, I only learned what mutual assent and consideration was. And I was like, yeah, it's about all I learned. Yeah. And then you get to the actual job and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm learning way more now. Like now I feel like I just gotta be taking notes. Like there's so much more practical skills. So I think I wish I knew to kind of be able to separate the difference in my head between like practical skills versus like theories. And in law school, you're learning more theories than practical. Aside from legal writing, you're learning more theory.
I really like that. Everything you just said, I 100% agree with. I've learned and I've had many internships throughout college and then throughout law school. And that's where I learned the most. Yeah. You know, you need law school, you need to go through it, you need to learn how to think like a lawyer. However, you learn through your practical skills and you'll see where things change when you get into the real world. But that's why I loved, and I would do any unpaid internship that I could get because I was learning so much. Yeah. I would learn 10 times more than like in practical skills and working than I would studying for an exam.
Yeah, 100%. Practical, like the experimental side of it is like, you're never gonna get hands-on experience from like truthfully, like and maybe I just haven't experienced it, but like you'll never feel that like hands-on experience in a classroom that you will when you're actually working at a firm or on cases or at a clerkship. Like that's when you're gonna really get those tangible skills. So.
Next, would you rather?
Would you rather? Okay, let's just alternate. Like, we'll both answer, but like we'll ask them one at a time. Okay, so we have 21 Would You Rather Law School Edition questions because we thought that would be fun.
Yeah, we thought it would be different.
It would start the conversation.
Yeah. I agree. All right, let's go.
It's also late. We never podcast this late, so we're like a little silly goofy.
Yeah, we're a little exhausted, but we're doing it. We're here, doing it. And we want to make sure you guys have good things to listen to on your way to work.
Okay, so 21 Would You Rather Law School Edition questions. So exciting. Okay, ready? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, Nicole. Would you rather always get a great grade but hate the subject, or love every class but only get average grades?
love the class, only get average grades.
Really?
Yeah, you all graduate with the same degree. I want to love the class. When I love a class, I learn the most.
Yeah,
If I hate a class, I'm not interested.
Fair. I know, I feel like this is a hard question because I feel like I always do better in the classes that I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, naturally, I'll do better in it.
Which means you'll get better grades.
Yeah, right, you'd assume.
You know?
But also, like, getting a great grade in a subject you hate, too, subconsciously, I start liking the subject, I feel like. Like, that was, like, me with Civ Pro. I'm like, I hate Civ Pro. And then I did good in it, and I'm like, I like it now. So it's like...
It's the confidence, because like, oh, I'm doing good.
Yeah. So, like, either or works, that one. That was a cop-out, but that's my answer.
All right. Number 2. You ready?
Yep.
I like this question. Would you rather spend hours researching an essay or do a 5-minute cold call on a topic you don't understand?
That's crazy. Okay. First of all, I was automatically gonna say anything other than the essay. I hate researching for an essay, but 5 minutes cold calling on something I don't understand, that sounds traumatizing. So no, I'm gonna pick an essay also because, to be fair, we're so privileged now with all the resources we have with like Lexis AI and like everything that researching essays, actually I feel like wouldn't be that bad. So I'm gonna go with researching and it doesn't say writing an essay, it says researching an essay. So I'm gonna go with researching an essay.
I have to say, I might have to pick the 5-minute cold call.
Really?
Only because anytime I've gotten, I can come up with something. But anytime I've gotten cold called on, I have learned that topic of that subject so well because it's ingrained in my head, the trauma of just being on the spot, that when I take my exam, I know the answer to that question because I was cold called on it. Yeah. So it's scary and it's miserable in the moment, but it helps you for the long run.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Okay, next one. Would you rather work for a prestigious law firm for long hours or a smaller firm with better work-life balance but less recognition?
I have to say, it's depending what I'm doing. Yeah. What type of law I'm practicing. Because if I'm practicing the type of law at a big law firm and it's long hours, but it's what I want to do, like the type of law, I'll do it. Like that will make me so happy.
Amazing.
However, I really do believe work-life balance is super important. I mean, especially between me and you, we're always doing a million things. And I don't know. That's just, this is a hard question. I have to say, probably work
smaller. Yeah, I hope you pick that because then you can still do a podcast with
So we can still do the podcast. Yeah. You can still listen to us at nighttime.
I have to agree.
No, this drops in the morning, Monday mornings. Yeah. But we record late at night sometimes.
Yeah, we do. Well, honestly, if you know me, you know I'm automatically picking the smaller firm with better work-life balance, but less recognition because one, it's kind of where I'm at now and I love it. And I don't really care about the recognition of the law firm. I think it's, again, like you said, it's not about the recognition. It's about how passionate you are about the work you're doing. So as long as you love the work, it's great. And I am such a strong advocate for work-life balance. I never went into law school to make millions of dollars and work at a prestigious law firm. And like some people did, and that's totally fine. Like that's a very valid reason we need those people in the world to like work at those prestigious law firms and do those things. But that isn't why I chose to go into it, and what I like doing I can do in a smaller scale. So definitely number 2 for me.
All right, next question. Would you rather cram for exams and pass or prepare weeks in advance and barely pass?
Cram and pass. Like what? I'd obviously, no matter what, I'd rather pass. Obviously, I don't want to cram, but I want to pass, so pass.
All right, I agree.
Yeah.
I picked that one too.
Okay, would you rather do an internship this is similar to the last, but would you rather do an internship that pays well but has no networking opportunities, or an unpaid internship that provides great connections?
Unpaid internship that provides great connections.
I agree.
That's all I've done.
Yeah, and it's the time. Law school is the time to do it.
Yep, law school is the time to do it. Especially if you're in law school and you're still like in your early 20s, just coming out of college, and you don't have a family yet that you're providing for.
Yeah, now's your time.
It's definitely good to do those.
You have no ties.
Internships in while you're, still young.
Would you rather excel in written exams but struggle in oral advocacy, or ace oral presentations and have average writing skills?
Wow.
I know, it's hard.
That's hard because as a lawyer, you need to have good writing skills and you need to be able to speak.
Yeah. But to be devil's advocate, like with us wanting to do transactional work, like if anything's going to give, it's probably the oral. Like you need to be able to write, like to be transactional.
Yeah. I guess if you're going into litigation, you need
the orals. You need both, but
yeah.
if you're doing transactional, you might be able to get away with not having good oral presentation skills.
No, I agree with
that. And
I
also feel like oral presentation skills are easier to learn.
They are.
Right?
They are.
Actually, that's my final answer. I picked that one because you could learn oral presentation skills quicker than you can learn it excelling in writing.
Yeah. Your writing needs to be good though.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Would you rather take an elective that interests you but isn't practical?
Ooh.
Or a required course that's boring but useful for your career?
Ugh. I know I shouldn't, but I'm picking the first one. I'd rather be interested in it. I would.
Yeah.
I would. Like, because realistically, like, also, like we talked about earlier, okay, it's going to be good for my career if I take copyright class because I want to do entertainment law. Probably, yes. But am I going to learn a lot about copyright while I'm working in copyright stuff? Yes. So, like, I think you'll get the practical skills where you get the practical skills, but take advantage of the classes you can when you can take them and you're a student and enjoy them.
Yeah. I like that answer.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Okay. Would you rather read 100 pages of a case for... Would you rather read 100 pages of case law for every class or write a weekly 10-page essay?
I think write a weekly 10-page essay.
Because 100 pages to read is crazy for every class.
I don't know. When you're in law school too, like you've done the writing, you know, it's 10 pages.
I do 10 pages of notes to prep for classes anyway. Yeah. So honestly, that doesn't seem that bad.
So some people will be like, 10 pages, that's crazy. Which
Once
it does
you're
seem
in
crazy.
law school, it's like...
However, when you're in law school, 10 pages is not that bad.
Gosh.
And it depends. Is it double space?
Is my font at 13?
Is my font at 16?
Yeah.
No, but I love writing. I always have so much to say, so essays all day.
Okay. Work on a high-profile case with heavy stress or work on a low-stakes case with minimum pressure?
I guess work on a low-stakes case with minimal pressure.
Me and Nicole don't care for that, like, rush of adrenaline, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Low-stakes case. Yeah. No pressure. That's good. Easy. All right. Would you rather focus on theory-heavy subjects like constitutional law or practical courses like negotiations and contracts?
Practical.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I'll negotiate and write contracts all day.
Especially because it used con law as the example. Oh my gosh, I'm in that right now. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather have a full ride scholarship but no time for internships or pay for law school but get valuable work experience?
This is a good question. And this all depends on everyone has a different financial situation.
I know. Okay, let's put it, let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a full ride scholarship but have no time for internship or you personally, out of your own savings, have to pay for every bit of law school with no loans, no anything, but you get valuable work experience?
All right, I guess I have a full ride scholarship.
Yeah, I'm not putting myself in years of debt.
Yeah, you don't want to be paying.
No.
If you have the option not to be paying,
don't pay it.
Yeah.
You'll get experience other places. Like internships are so important, but if you actually don't have the time for it, like there's other ways to do it. Join a clinic, join a club. Like there's ways to do it. So 100%. Be a paralegal for a year after you graduate. Like there's so much.
All right, I got this one. Would you rather do moot court and hate every minute of it? I've never done moot court. Or skip it and miss out on networking opportunities?
I would say I would rather do anything and hate it than regret it. Like I would rather try it and be like, that wasn't for me, than look back and say, I wish I did.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I have a lot of friends that even aren't in law school and they're doing a lot of jobs and internships. They're like, I don't like this. Like my one friend, she's in PA school and she's doing a lot of clinicals right now and she switches every few weeks. I'm like, no, it's good that you're learning all these different things.
To learn what you don't like.
Yeah, to learn what you don't like. All right, you know you don't want to go there. And that's the same for law. When you are doing these internships or organizations or clinics or moot court, whatever it may be. Yeah. You might hate it, but it's going to give you some experience and you tried it. And that's all you could say is you tried it. Yeah. I don't like it. You keep moving. That's
for sure.
it.
100%.
Yeah. All right.
Would you rather have a professor who's tough but teaches you well or an easygoing professor where you barely learn anything?
A professor who's tough but teaches you well.
Me too.
It will help you in the long run.
It is. Yeah. Like I've had teachers that are easygoing, but like I walked away from the class being like, huh? Like, and then you're teaching yourself.
What did I learn?
You literally.
I don't even remember what I learned.
Where like I actually do. And the thing is, teachers that are tough, that teach you well, you end up liking them in the end because like the reason they teach you well is because you can resonate with them in some way and like it's going to be helpful. So definitely that one.
All right, next. Would you rather join a prestigious journal and be stressed or participate in a club that's fun but has no academic recognition?
Oh, this is hard. See, I'm picking participate in a club because that's what I chose to do with my time. But it's, again, situational. It's because I had work and I have other things where like I am getting, I can put out like pieces of work rather than being on something like a law review or like where you're putting out specific journals with like that like bar association. So it's different for everyone. Everyone's gonna have a different response to this and not one is right from the other, but I'm saying participate in a club just because that's what I chose to do with my semester.
That's also what I chose to do during my time at law school. And, you know, you pick your battles. I knew that I would love to be part of a club and, you know, get a position on the club and network and socialize and connect with people than sit and write a journal, you know, somewhere.
And saying
I just knew that's what I would love.
academic recognition is also so like subjective because like, okay, I might not have academic recognition, but like we've talked about in many episodes, it's gonna widen your network real quick. So like,
it does.
Yeah, give and take here.
Like, I'm leaving law school. I can say I've never been on law review. I've never been a part of a journal. I was never on moot court. However, I left with so many networking and connections and with a position in an organization with the type of law I love and that I'm passionate about and what I want to do. So, you know, it's like, oh, you weren't on this, you weren't on that. Yeah, but I did something that made me really happy and it still worked out in my favor. So,
100%.
you know, you don't have to be on those huge things to be successful.
100%. So I have specialize in one area early in law school or explore multiple fields before deciding.
Explore multiple fields before deciding.
And I'm a person that went in being like, I want to entertainment, but it's so important to try everything.
Yeah. I first started I was just set on sports specifically. I know sports can be a part of entertainment. But I was like, sports, because, you know, I grew up an athlete. I grew up a soccer player. It's what I wanted to do. And then I was like, wait, I'm kind of interested now in fashion and music and movies. And then I was like, you know, it's entertainment all together. It's not just sports. So
yeah, no, I definitely also definitely give your chance to like feel like I remember when we had Elle on, she said like she went in thinking she wanted to do criminal and then all of a sudden she shifted and decided to go entertainment. So it really does depend. But
yeah. All right. Would you rather ace the LSAT and get into your dream law school or get into a lower ranked school with a scholarship?
You already know my answer because I did it.
Yeah.
Lower ranked school with scholarship. I would rather, like for me, I don't really care about the ranking. So, I mean, it's different because it does say dream school. So if maybe I did have a dream school, then I would want to go there. But like maybe if I got into Harvard Law, I'd go to Harvard Law and be in debt. But I don't know if I even would. Like I like the choice I made and I like that I'm in school on a scholarship.
Yeah. Even though I love New York, sometimes I do wish I went to school with palm trees.
Nicole has brought up palm trees a few times today. I think
I
think she's a little excited for her Miami vacation.
Yeah, I need to get away. I love palm trees. But sometimes I do wish I went to school somewhere where it was warm.
Yeah.
However, I'm from Jersey, so this is where I'm staying near for now.
Would you rather excel in academics and struggle with networking or be a great networker and have average grades?
Be a great networker but have average grades?
See, I disagree with one for one reason.
All right, hit me.
It's easier to learn networking.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like if I was going to be gifted with one of them, like it's easier to be taught networking, I find.
If you network, to counter you, if you network and, you know, you're getting these jobs, internships, whatever it is, through your networking, eventually your experience is going to overpower your grades. 100%. You know, when you're 45, no one's asking your grades. They're like, what's your, you know, experience in the working world?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But yeah, it depends where you are in your life at the time.
100%.
Yeah.
Clerk for a judge and delay your career for a year or go straight into practice?
Clerk for a judge.
Yeah, I think it depends. I think different people do different things, and I've heard positive experiences from both. So, I don't know. Yeah. I'm still up in the air about that one. Right now, if I were to make a guess, I think I plan to go straight into practice, but maybe that will change. Not sure yet.
I think it's important to get as much experience as you can. Yeah. So no matter what you're doing, it's just good experience.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, next. Would you rather have one supportive mentor, me, throughout law school or have multiple mentors, Danielle, for different aspects of your career? We love Danielle. Me and Danielle were both Katie's mentors.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm going to pick multiple also because even different mentors for different places in my life, I think. Like,
100% agree.
I will talk to you about one thing and Danielle about another and maybe Kevin about another. And I feel like I have a bunch of different people I turn to for different questions. So I think having multiples is natural.
It doesn't just have to be your law school mentors either.
No.
I mean, my law school mentor is Melissa, and I love her, and we're like still so close and so friendly. However, I met her throughout my law school, and I see her as my mentor too. So you know, it could be different areas. All right, what's the next one?
Work 24/7 for your dream job, or have a balanced schedule in a less exciting role.
Work 24/7 for my dream job. I'm a grinder.
Me too.
Like, if I have my mindset on something, I'm going for it.
I would love to, and at that point, like if you're working 24/7 for your dream job, at least for my dream job, I'm doing it so that it means in a couple years from then I don't have to. We'll change it. If it's my dream job, it means I think if it's my dream job, if once you work 24 hours in it, 24/7, then you're gonna be able to relax after. You know what I mean? Like, so if it's usually it means you're working that hard for a short period of time, but I think it's hard to pick anything that isn't your dream job.
Yeah.
Okay, our last one. Would you rather ace your midterms but struggle with finals, or do average on midterms and crush finals?
Average on midterms, crush finals. Finals always count more.
See episode 7 when we talked about midterms. But midterms don't really matter. They're there to prepare you. So definitely just worry about crushing the finals.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This was so fun.
This was a good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed if you're listening to this right now. I hope the Would You Rather game was fun. If you guys ever have any suggestions on what you want to hear, we could always take suggestions on our website, through our Instagram.
Yeah.
Because we love little games like this.
Yeah, message us. Let us know what you guys want to see. But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. Yes. Happy Monday. And we look forward to talking to you guys next week. Until then, follow us on our Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all of our socials. You know the drill.
Yes. And stay sharp, stay stylish, and
stay legal.
Bye guys.